from the airport, so from my travel from Curacao. It was a pretty long flight, by the way. So I left yesterday, and it was a long layover in Miami. But blessing in disguise, thank God, no delays, no cancellation, and I am jolly good about it. Anyway, I haven't even changed my clothes yet. The first thing that I'm going to do is to do COVID-19 self-test, right? Responsible traveling. So COVID testing is already part of traveling, right? So they call it responsible traveling. So like for instance, before you even leave the country, you gotta have, I had a 48 hour COVID testing. That's a requirement of Curacao. And then on the third day in Curacao, antigen testing requirement of Curacao, negative. Negative as well in my PCR test. And then before I left Curacao, the day before, I did another COVID testing, antigen test, negative, pretty good, right? To enter the United States. So now what we're gonna do is, it's not required, but it's recommended, yeah, to monitor yourself, because it's important to do that in order to make certain that I am not exposed. So although I am completely vaccinated, right, job and a booster, right, so because of this Omicron we can get infected, right? So we may be asymptomatic, but we can pass on the virus to others, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to monitor myself, right? So typically on the third day, do COVID testing, at least a rapid antigen or home kit, which I have. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do it now. Also, I'm going to measure to monitor my body temperature. So let me do it now. Again, this is the very first hour of my arrival home. So let me measure my body temperature. This is under the thumb body temp. Let me measure. Pretty good. I get 92 point one. Is it point one? Yeah. 92.1 degrees Fahrenheit. No fever. All right. So, yeah, fever could be a sign, right? So in fact, I found out that one of the podcasts, I heard that sometimes fever is not even a symptom for this Omicron. All right. Yeah. So anyway, so the next thing we're gonna do is that do a rapid antigen test. It's antigen self test. I've done this in the past. What I have at home is this Binox now. Yeah, it comes with a 2 set. So inside a package, it has 2 sets. I can do 2 antigen tests today and maybe on the third day, right? To verify. So it has, as I said a while ago, so I've done this in the past. The first time I got this was, I believe that was my trip from, I don't even remember, I think from Antigua and Barbuda in San Francisco airport. They were throwing this away to all international arrival passenger. Right, so that's why I learned how to use this one. So I got 2 sets of this. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use 1 set. So it has this instruction. It's pretty easy. So it comes with a package, and inside the package it has this testing kit called the COVID-19 antigen card. COVID-19 antigen card, and when you open, this is where you're going to put the sample. In addition to this, it has the reagent, the chemical that I needed to add to the sample, right on the middle part, meaning on the top circle. I'm going to show it to you later. And then of course there is the sterilized nasal swab. So according to the instruction, there you go. Yeah, so I need to swab about 3 1/4 inserted through my nostril on both sides. Rotate it 5 times on each nostril, one after the other. Turn it around 5 times, about 3 1/4. I'm looking at the instruction, trying to remember. I read it again, and I remember. I think it was during the summer. Oh no, it was November of last year when I first did it, because it was November when I went to Antigua and Barbuda. All right, so and yeah, and then right after the sampling, I will need to wait 15 minutes to read the results. The results will be very simple, and the results would be it will be positive if there will be, you see this. Let me use a pointer here. Let me use this to point. All right, if it is positive, there are 2 lines. You have the control and this is sample. This is a positive result, purple line. So, or it could be there is a purple line at the top, which is always there. Let me check. Yes, so there is a line there. Here is a blue, so this will turn purple. Yeah, it could be purple, or it could be a faint line. If there is a faint line on the sample, either very distinct or very faint, it's positive. Negative if there is no line at the bottom. There is no line on the sample section, right? And then here there are some example. Faint line at the bottom means the virus is detected. All right, you want to verify that once again, right, by doing another testing, right? So I had negative in the past when I did it. There was no line, not even a faint line. But there is a very distinct line at the bottom, which is the sample, or faint line for the sample. Then something has been detected. All right, I'm going to do the sampling now. So should be sterilized hand. Let me see. Let me get a pair of scissors, right? Yes, to cut this out, right? And then here is the I need to put 6 drops. Okay, 6 drops of this solution here. Right there, I'm gonna add it now. As a matter of fact, 6 drops of the solution. Everything is sterilized, and there is an adhesive here that I need to unpeel the adhesive in order to actually I'm going to unpeel it now. So this adhesive, because I need to close this like a book. Right, there you go. It's now, the adhesive is sticky now, right? So because I will this with the sample, I'm going to insert it right at the bottom and then wait for 15 minutes for the result. All right, but while waiting, after the sampling, I have to close this like a book and then wait for 15 minutes for the result. Right, okay, let's do it now. So temperature is good, right? And here's a sample. Okay, this is a sterilized one. Oh, there you go. There's already a cut section there. Oh, we got it. Right, okay, so sterilized. Yeah, 5 times, meaning 5 turns. First, one after. Oh, you know what? I'm going to add the chemical first, right? 6 drops right there. 6 drops here, right at the top. Okay, let's see now. 1, 2, see that? 3, 4, 5, 6 drops. Okay, there's some 6 drops there on the top circle, top hole, right? Okay, and then I will gonna leave it flat on the surface, right? I'm right there by the sink, right, flat on the surface. And then, oops, this is actually I had my phone camera right on the window pane. And then I'm going to Get sample about 3 1/4, right? And then turn it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty good. Okay, another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It takes us. Right. I got a sample here, right? And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to insert it here. Let me, okay, there we go. I got it. Insert it right there. Right there. Insert. Now it's inserted. See it inserted. And then close it. Wait. Making certain. There you go. See that? And then close it like a book. Okay. This is the COVID-19 antigen card. And then lay it flat on the surface. I'm going to lay it flat on the surface. So wait for 15 minutes. Right? Wait for 15 minutes. I'm going to activate this timer I have here at home. I'm in the kitchen. For 15, I unplug this. Hold on. There you go. There you go. For 15 minutes. There you go. No. There you go. Now it's counting. So I'm gonna wait later 15 minutes. I'm going to stop the recording. Then we're gonna look at the result. Okay, there should be no line. Right, there you go. There it is. We'll see. We'll find that out. Okay, let's wait for 15 minutes. It's counting. All right, I'll be back with the result. Time is up. 15 minutes is up. The flyer says, so right here, do not read the result. I have no glasses. Do not read the results before 15 minutes or after 30 minutes. So that is to say, it will not give you a pretty good result. Although antigen is there is high possibility of false negative, but do it by the book, right? Okay. So 15 minutes up. Let's say drum roll. Lovely. Here is the result. Let me put it in here. Do you see a line there? No. Yeah, there is a purple line or pinkish line on the control line, but there's nothing on the sample. And then here you will see this is positive. That's positive. This is negative. Once again, the negative there should be no line. Let me put the camera right here. The phone. Right with the phone. For negative, there should be no line, not even a faint line. If they are on the sample, right? And then on the control, that's how we compare, right? There is always a line. So here, okay, after 15 minutes, so you will see. So that's this was kind of bluish a while ago before putting the sample, and then after 15 minutes, it turned into pinkish or purple, and that's a sample. And do you see even a faint line here? No, yeah. It's negative. According to this testing, COVID Binax, right? It's an antigen test. It's a reaction test. It's negative. This is not the gold standard, which is the polymerase chain reaction, the PCR, the RT-PCR. which most of the nations, except the United States, require. Actually, for the US, you can either do a PCR or antigen, but for many nations like Mauritius, Antigua and Barbuda, there you go, it's hanging right here, Antigua and Barbuda, and even Georgia, all those nations, Maldives, they will not want antigen test. They want the gold standard, the RT-PCR, because that is there's a high chance of, a high degree of positive, meaning high degree accuracy. So this could be a false negative, right? That's why there is another set that you have to do another, to back it up and then to verify the result. But yeah, it's negative. All right. Yay, negative. Apparently, on the plane today, considering everyone has been tested, right? At least we will, the passengers on American airline and any airline bound to the US, they will not allow you to enter board on the plane without a negative result, a negative COVID result, either a PCR or antigen. All right, no longer than a day. So US does not count 24 hours because it's already tight. It's a day. So like for instance, I flew on the 31st. So I did a testing on the 30th, right? So the day prior, you can take it any time the day before your departure. So they will not gonna count 24 hours in total. Like for instance, I did a testing on the 30th at around 7:45. The sample was taken, and then my flight was the next day, and it's at 15 after, all right, p.m. And so this is more than 24 hours. But for the US, as per CDC, it's all right as long as not older than a day. So the day prior to your departure, you should get tested, and then either you bring a hard copy or use a Verifly. I use the Verifly, but they still ask for hard copy. So whether you did it digitally or not, I can make certain you do have a printed copy, because they require it. At least more often than not, they do. Yeah, I always have a printed copy anyway. Well, the good thing is that I was able to ask the owner of the apartment to print it out for me. Pretty good. All right, anyway, yeah, it's negative. So responsible traveling, right? Not escaping a quarantine. You probably have heard of the Philippines that there were two, they call it the poblacion girl and the massage girl. Apparently they're both from the United States. So one escaped, she escaped, the first one, she escaped the quarantine hotel before tested, and apparently, and then I think on the third day, she underwent COVID testing and she tested positive, and then all they did a contact tracing, and a lot of her friends became infected. And then there's another one. I don't know exactly the details, but I think this person escaped the quarantine hotel, also from the United States. Anyway, so we are in the global pandemic. So this is we have to protect ourselves and to protect others. When you protect ourselves, we are protecting others as well. We are protecting the community. This is not a only community problem or a problem within the family. This is a global disaster, right? We have to work together. So this will not gonna be eradicated, or at least mitigated in a very effective way, if in not even one nation uncontrolled COVID infection, right? It should be every single nation in the world, because this virus lingers, this virus follows us, and they mutate. Anyway, so traveling is different nowadays. Even our daily lives are different nowadays. Expect the worst, but hope for the best. Especially when you go places traveling, you expect the worst, but hope for the best. and then do what is needed to be done, right? Responsible traveling. It's quite daunting to travel this pandemic, right? Unlike in the past, I can do many countries, particularly in the summer, one country, one nation to another nation, like what I've done in the past when I went to Europe. But this time it's quite hard to do that. Like for instance, the summer, so I only covered two, Seychelles and Georgia. After Seychelles, I decided to return to the United States, stay for 14 days, and then fly again. Right? Yeah, it's quite different, but it's still doable. Life must move on. Right? I don't know, do we call this now a new normal? Hopefully, we return back to the true normal. If this is a new normal, then we just need to live with it, do our part, right? And let's just keep calm and carry on. All right, so I'm glad, thank God. According to the result, is negative. And oh, by the way, I look at the temperature. It wasn't 92.1. It was 92.7. Right. I reviewed. I look at the video that I recorded a while ago. It says 92.7. I thought it was 92.1. I think it's because I have no glasses. But anyway, it's still under 97. All right. No fever. All right. So yeah. So COVID testing, I think it's part of our. It's all. It has been part of our existence, right? Hopefully this Omicron, they're saying that, but I'm not going to think so much about it, that I will be very, I would say, complacent. Although there are some signs that experts are saying that this could be a pretty good sign of maybe the end of pandemic, or this becomes endemic, just like a regular flu, that practically most of the people in the world will have a certain degree of immunity, whether through job or vaccination or getting infected. Even people that are fully vaccinated can be infected, right? Particularly with this Omicron, right? I'm glad, thank God, right? So the trip to not Mauritius, because I've been planning to go Mauritius, but it's been postponed. So maybe in the summer. They're now opening again instead of Mauritius, as a matter of fact. So I decided this time to go to Curacao. Anyway, Curacao is on my bucket list. Curacao, I highly recommend. A pretty nation, very hospitable people in the southern part of the Caribbean. Curacao, one of the ABC island nations, which is pretty close to Venezuela, about 40 kilometers. All right, ABC: A, Aruba; B, Bonaire; and C, Curacao. I've been to both Aruba and Curacao, not in Bonaire yet. I am planning. By this time, Bonaire, they have a very, very high risk Omicron. Anyway, right? Omicron, or this COVID, is always there. At this point in time, it lingers, it follows us. We just need to be proactive, as well as to do our part, protect ourselves, we protect others, we protect the community, and we save the world. All right, I'm glad, thank God, it's negative. I'll do it again, maybe on the third day. This is the second time I did this home test called the Binox. Yes, alright, bye for now. Once again, traveling is not arriving to a new destination. It is looking at the world in a different perspective. Give that smile, and the world will smile at you. Cheers, be safe, bye, and God bless everybody. Keep calm and carry on.